Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the day, going for my walk. Panther still out here without the AC done. I finished that up real quick as soon as I get back from the junkyard, that is. I guess I can bolt it in place before I go to the junkyard. We'll see if I got enough time to do that. Usually when I go for my walk and come back and then work on the video, it ends up being past 9 o'clock. And I gotta go by the VA this morning and do some blood work and stuff. So I may not get to that before I go to the junkyard, because I'm gonna leave here probably 8:30 to go down to the VA. So anyway, let me go ahead and get my walk on and come back and see if I have time to do the video before I go to the junkyard and to the VA. Doesn't look like Elizabeth or Byron likes pulling in the driveway with that car hanging out there a little bit. I gotta ask them about that today. I'm actually surprised that it's not raining. All this stuff going on with the weather. White 850 wagon, and you pull and pay Cincy. This thing has chip in that light, chip in this light, but these lights seem good, but for some reason this one has moisture in it. So something's going on there. The trim pieces under the headlights are good. The bumper is in really good shape. A little scuff here, probably just got that being at the salvage yard. The trims down the door are in good shape. Dark interior. This dash is in awesome shape, other than it's lifting here. I don't understand what's going on with that and there. Pad looks good. Glove box door is dark. It's got the standard climate control unit. Somebody didn't know how to do that. They busted that. Just ripped it off. Steering wheel is rubber, not leather. So somebody wanted me to get that winter button. I don't know if you can get that button off without busting that. The shifter's busted. Parking brake doesn't seem like it's working. But the door's in relatively good condition. Mud flaps on the front. This side's damaged. I don't know if they just did that here at the salvage yard or what. Hit it with a forklift. Doesn't look like fresh damage, but heck, it may be. Weird shocks and struts on it. And they set the dang on tire on the bumper for some reason. I don't get that either. But very dark interior. It's hard to find these dark interiors. The air guide is busted on it. Dark carpet back here. I may have to get some of that for Queen Bee. So there's that. Trim piece looks like it's undamaged on this side. So this one is busted on this side. Nice car, nice pieces, and somebody needs something, let me know quick. Oh, it's got a cargo mat in the back that's black. Doesn't look Volvo, but heck, who knows? Let me take a look. Got a killer jack. Don't get that jack, man. I got 3 good bolts out of this AC system. They all look the same on the condenser and on the compressor. On the condenser, this came out of the passenger side. It's flat, need to be replaced. On the compressor, this is the upper one, closer to the hood. It's bigger than this other one, and they're black. So they look flattened out. They need to be replaced as well. I'm gonna go by Nordic, see if he has a couple of those gaskets for me, so I don't have to reuse old ones. I took a few things, but it has a few things left. I hate they put it down on that bumper. That sucks. interior, I took a few bits out of it. Took the knobs off the climate control. Slick top. So it has the slick top dome light. I didn't take the dash pad because of the raising over those two pieces. I took the remote. It's a 96, so if somebody's got a 96, this remote might work for them. And I took a couple of bits out of the engine bay. Mass airflow sensor, a couple other things. So that's where we're at. Look like it's got a decent blanket under the hood. I probably need to take some of those clips. They lost some of those on Panther. Let me grab some of those clips. And I took the fuse box cover. PR is missing that. So that's it. I'm moving on to the next stop. Harmonic balancer from your P1 platform. This one over here on the left is a good one. Not new, but good. You should probably replace these every time a timing belt is due. This one on the right is going bad. You see it has streaks of some kind of gooey stuff coming out from the rubber that's in there. It's a two-piece, and when you see this streaks of this stuff coming out, this harmonic balancer is not far from failing. We're at Nordic Motors where they do it right, man. And you got this XC90 2016 and newer torque arm bushing. Was this a recall or are they just replacing them?
No recall.
Probably should be recalled, but if you got one of these in your XC90, go ahead and get it replaced. That's what it looks like. You can see the newer style maybe on their website or on Williams' Instagram page. I'll try to post a picture of it. Let's get back to work. Send a package to Brooklyn, New York. Building probably 120 years old. They want to say there's no such building number. Send it back to me. Like I got money to send this thing back and forth. Leaving 2 stacks jacks. What do I see there? Oh my gosh, this can't be true. Look like they're about to crush a yellow 850 T5R. Oh man, this is nuts. I gotta go talk to these folks. My bad compressor is a Volvo compressor, even though it was rebuilt. And the clutch gap was so good on it that it didn't even have any zip ties. But as you can see from the redness on the front of it, it got real hot. Now this compressor that was on the car has the clutch switch bypass hack on it. So you see the wire coming from the clutch area. It goes to this pad here, and then it comes off of there and it plugs into the wire harness on the car. I don't know if my mechanic in Albuquerque did that or not, but if you look at this one has the wire coming off the clutch, goes down here, up into here, and then this wire goes around here and into this plug, and then this plug goes around here and into the switch in the back of the compressor. Well, this compressor doesn't have that switch. So this compressor is designed to bypass that switch inside the compressor. So I could do this hack right now by unplugging this and hooking this right up to my system, or I could leave it plugged up proper and see how it works. But as you can see, this is a Volvo compressor. That's the part number, I guess, 8708581, and this is 8708581 as well. Now, I'm not sure what this indication here is. Let's take a look at it. That has that on there, and this has this. So somewhere along the road, when this compressor got rebuilt, they rebuilt it without the switch on the back and whatever this sensor is here. It has neither one of those. So anyway, I'm going to leave it like this for now. I know that I could come and unplug this and bypass this in the future if I need to. But this is the one I'm putting on. I could not get the clutch off the front. I didn't think about taking this to Nordic and having them pull it off for me, or showing me how to pull it off. Maybe I'll take this one up there, have me demonstrate it with that one. But I put a couple of pieces of metal in here to shim this thing down close to what that is, and I'm gonna go ahead and install it. I got new gaskets in the back. I didn't know it, but this has different bolts already in the back of it. I didn't need to go get bolts from the salvage yard. So I'm gonna use the ones that's supposed to go in there from the salvage yard, even though they suck. They're T40s and the new gaskets, and put this in here and keep this train moving since it's raining out here. I don't mind the rain, but I don't need to be soaking wet. Also, I was going to use this fan shroud from this NA, and I noticed that it's missing a few things that the turbo ones have. These little slits in here. So I'm either going to modify that later on and use it, or I'm just not going to use it because it doesn't have what I probably should have for my turbo setup here. NA shroud, turbo shroud. So that's where I'm at. Let me get this hooked up. Make sure I got the right gaskets for these two holes. Plug this thing in and then get this thing mounted with the brackets I got. With the fan out, I hooked up the top line, made sure that the gasket didn't pop out while I was putting it in. It did the first time I tried, so I redid it. The gasket seems a little big for the hole, so I had to squeeze it in there and then attach the line, make sure the gasket didn't pop out. Hooked up the top one, put the compressor almost totally in place to get the lower line on. Got it started with the T40, or actually it's the 6mm hex. Got it screwed in. Then I set the bracket in place, and then I put my hand under the compressor, set the bracket in place, got the compressor in place, then put the screws through there. Started the bottom one first, then the top one. Problem I had is I had the wrong size screws. I had those instead of the super long ones. Then once I got those started, I went to the front, got the front one started from underneath the car, and then after all four were in, I pulled those short ones out, put the long ones in, tightened those down, then went to the front, tightened those down. Then I plugged in the wire into the compressor deal. So now I'm ready to drop my fan in and put in my serpentine belt, and I'll be good to go. And there's my vacuum leak on the side of the intake manifold. Right there, it's off. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's causing my idle problem. I need to get that back on there. While putting this vacuum tube on, I figured out that the plug on the end of the intake manifold is loose. If I wiggle this, you'll hear it clicking. I get my hand down here again. Let me try to get my hand in here this way, see if you can hear it clicking. So the plug in the end of my intake manifold is loose. I need to stake that or replace the intake manifold. That's not good. And that's that. Duh, what's wrong with this picture? Didn't know the NA was different from the turbo. Don't have the intercooler hump. Bought that piece for nothing. Well, that's it. Just sprinkling, but over an hour or so, you get soaking wet. If it's sprinkling out, so I'm drenched. But I put the fan back in. I made sure the release cable for the hood latch on that side was routed properly. I hooked up the air guide tubes. I plugged in the fan relay, hooked up that vacuum stuff to that purge valve, and got everything hooked back up. Lowered the car back down, secured that splash guard on the passenger side, and I'm good to go. So tomorrow morning, as soon as I can, I'm gonna go get this AC charged, and I'm gonna debate whether or not I'm gonna fix this intake manifold situation with that plug on the end of it being loose. I may not mess with that because it's raining. If it don't look like it's gonna stop raining tomorrow, I'll just do that following week or so. Hopefully it won't pop out. If it pops out, I'll be on the road, dead on the road. So I might want to fix that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. So that's it for today. If it rains tomorrow, I'll just put up the little tent thing I got for shade and work under that. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.